Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is, when you hear this message, I pray that you're poised to receive, to accept, and to respond to words of wisdom. Ashe. Today belongs to Obatala, and so we give thanks for Obatala's wisdom and his blessing. During today's Obatala veneration, we received a supremely important lesson that I want to share with you. It's about Obatala's chief function, which is creativity or creation. Everything that you see in the natural world has been created by Obatala. All the trees, the birds, the plants, the bugs, the fish, they all got their attributes from Obatala. Obatala is the one who has created everything that you see. And Obatala instilled in each and every one of us as human beings the capacity to create. Our creativity, our artistic, our engineering, our scientific creativity stems from our association with Obatala. Obatala makes us creative. Obatala makes us creators. Okay? Today, Obatala is talking about the creative process. More specifically, Obatala is giving us, like the amber alert. Be careful about what you're creating. Be mindful that more specifically, that what you create matches the environment that you're creating it in. Be careful that you're not creating something that doesn't belong where you're creating it. So in the verse in question, Obatala is talking about the one who wants to go into business. And the business that he's chosen is palm oil production. And he wants to take this palm oil production to the land of albinos, who are Obatala people who wear white cloth all the time. But people who wear white cloth run from palm oil. The proverb says, the Obatala devotee knows better than to lean against the palm oil vendor's stand. Why? Because the palm oil vendor's table is covered with palm oil, and Obatala forbids palm oil because it will stain your white cloth like that. When you get even, it seems like palm oil jumps from where its location is onto your white cloth. If you ever or have manipulated palm oil when you're wearing your white cloth, you'll be amazed at how did this white cloth get that little spot of palm oil? It just baffles. And the palm oil is so sticky. It's so unforgiving. It just, it's natural and logical. If you've ever combined the two, why Obatala stays away from palm oil. So this person is going to produce palm oil in the land of Obatala people. It's not going to work. They're going to run from you. You're going to repel them. This is a metaphor. You're creating something that doesn't quite suit the environment. You got to check. You got to be careful. In a big picture for all of those of us who are propagating Orisa lifestyle in different parts of the world, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Listen, everybody who's coming into Orisa lifestyle right now is an adult. 35, 40, 50, 55 years old, people are coming to Orisa. But you learn Orisa in childhood. You learn Orisa in childhood. The Proverbs tell us, it is in childhood that a man learned Ifa, and it is in his old age that he benefits from the wisdom of Oromila. We toil to learn Ifa as children. We struggle in the morning of life so that we will be blessed in the evening of life. The one who is lazy in the morning of life is preparing for sorrow in the evening of life. This is all wisdom to reinforce that you're supposed to make hay when the sun is rising. In childhood, you learn this tradition. And then throughout your life, you master the tradition so that when you reach adulthood and you reach maturity, you have a level of mastery that allows you to reap the benefits of what you know and can do. So what happens when you're presenting this information and this knowledge and these skills to people who are already baked, who are already adults? You got to accommodate the process for the adult learner. The adult learner is not the same as the child learner. I know this as a master teacher. I've taught from 33-year-olds, from 3-year-olds to 73-year-olds. Not just once or twice, years, blocks of time to master the skill and the art associated with teaching a preschooler, to master the skills in the art of teaching someone in adolescence, teaching teenagers, teaching college age people, teaching professionals, teaching adults, mature adults in their 60s and 70s. I've spent 30 plus years teaching. So what I'm telling you about the adult learner versus the child learner is steeped in my experience and my training. It's not the same. What Al-Batala is telling us is that we need to make sure that we know what we're doing and who we're doing it for. Sure, you've been around for 10 years. Sure, you've been around for 15 years. That might be the case. But what have you mastered in that time? Have you mastered your craft? Are you a master mechanic? Are you a master chef? Are you a master carpenter, a master plumber, a master electrician? Have you mastered anything in your adulthood? That's important because Ifa and Orisa are vast. You've been around for 10 years, you've been around for 20 years, but I'm telling you, that's not enough time to master Orisa. That's not enough time to master Ifa. You haven't mastered the craft. You haven't. You have not. And if you haven't mastered Ifa and you haven't mastered any other craft, this is where you get the mismatch. This is where we're talking about palm oil being sold to the Orisa people, the Obatala people, because you don't understand the mismatch. You don't understand the mismatch, right? This is important. It's a cautionary tale for all of us. You got to slow it down. You got to slow it down. You've got to understand and pay attention to mastery before you can start to try to present yourself as a subject matter expert. You've got to, as the seeker, you need to seek out masters, not people who are like, right? And I'm not saying this to diss other people. I'm saying this because I love the tradition. I'm saying this because I love my people. And I want you to get the full benefit of what the tradition has to offer. I want you to take full advantage of what your natural gifts and talents are. But you're not going to do it by putting the cart before the horse. This is what I know about, people who are intermediate learners and adult learners. You lose patience. You get a little something, and because of time, you don't have all the time in the world. You got to get it and go. You have all these demands on your money. You got all these demands on your energy and your attention. And you just want to go into action. You get a little bit and you think that's enough. But it isn't. You've got to slow down. You've got to take your time. You've got to go step by step. And anyone who is a master is going to tell you the same. By the time you become a lawyer, a dentist, an engineer, a scientist, a teacher, a psychologist, a master plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, once you've mastered those things, then man, there is no way in the world that you're going to absorb and master this vast body of knowledge and skill in a weekend, in a month, in a year. If it can be mastered in a year, then it can't be there can be no depth. There's nothing of depth and substance that you can fully master in a year, especially in a year of skitter, scatter, dip and dabble, a little bit here, a little bit there. You're not even talking about full time, right? You haven't put in a year of full time study and practice, but you're presenting yourself as a master. It, it, you know, don't do that to the tradition. Don't degrade the tradition by taking those unnecessary shortcuts. Slow down. Slow down. Evaluate what it is you are making. If you are a priest or a priestess and you want to help develop other people as practitioners or other priests and priestesses, slow down. Look at what you're really producing. Really assess the environment that you're operating in. Do you have real solutions? Are you providing real solutions to real problems? What exactly are you doing that solves these problems? If it's poverty, are you solving the poverty problem? Then you need to have some real concrete steps as to how what you do helps this group of people in this environment break the cycles of poverty. Is it health? Then you need to have some really clearly defined steps of how what you do helps this group of people address these health concerns in this environment using your technique and methodology. How long does it take? How many steps are there? What are the phases of development where they go from sickness to wellness? You need to know that. Whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to demonstrate mastery. Likewise, for you who is the seeker, you need to look for mastery. Don't let these people be entertaining you into your demise. They dancing and joking and shucking and jiving and using witty phrases and taking pictures. Oh, I went to Nigeria. That's not mastery. Listen to these people talk. Watch them work. Where do they demonstrate mastery? That they're not going to lead you halfway down the rabbit hole and then abandon you because they don't know what to do next. They've never seen that scenario before. It's not a game. It's not a game. Orisa and Ifa is a practice based on mastery. It is about when you see this person and they are positioning themselves as a babalawo, as an olorisha. It means they have mastered the craft. If they haven't at least mastered Ifa or mastered Orisa yet, they at least have to demonstrate a level of mastery of whatever it is that they do. But what you got is people who are feeling it out, making it up as they go along, faking it till they make it. In every dimension of life, they haven't mastered anything, but they're presenting themselves as subject matter experts. Take your time, ladies and gentlemen. Ifa will not disappear in 10 years. Orisa will not be gone in 30 years. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Slow down. Make sure that what you're creating matches the environment that you're operating in. Make sure that what you're creating has the capacity to transform your environment. Make sure that the process through which you are learning this creativity is transforming your life. You're not just moving things around, you're not just shuffling furniture on the deck of the Titanic. You're going down, 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 but you're moving stuff around all the while. No, don't do that. It's not necessary. It's not helpful. It's not why the ancestors have kept this tradition alive. Okay? So this is a lesson that I'm trying to share with you who are the leaders. Some people are not going to get this. Some people are in total denial. They're in shock right now. They're thinking of all these different reasons to discredit, to deny, to, reject what I'm saying. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about the people who have actually mastered something. I'm talking to the people who have been exposed to mastery. I'm talking about the people who aspire to master themselves and master some craft, some discipline. You are the ones who I'm talking to. You already understand what I'm saying. You've been waiting for someone to say, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm not trying to be on the surface here. I want to go into the depths of this matter. If you're one of those people and you want to find out how you can improve the world through positive influence, then find out how Oloye Obafemi Origuwa and the Orisa Lifestyle Academy can help you take your practice and your life to the highest levels. Visit me at obafemio.com or orishalifestyle.com. Let's start working together to help you live the medicine that will heal your life and heal the lives of those who you are destined to serve. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now. Odabo.